Hi, Shoal. You made it. You're first. Gotta check how I am. Oh, I'm a bit loud. Oh, let me turn myself let me turn myself down a bit. Thank you, Stream Elements. I've been procrastinating on doing the new Limbus Intervallo for the past week. It came out last week. I planned on streaming it last week, but shit happened. Why did I get notified? I have tried to stay relatively spoiler free, which has had various which is various levels of success. I've managed to stay relatively unspoiled on everything except just bricked your account, like your Uma account. Like you just bricked your Uma account. Or are you referring to how you spent? Or are you referring to how you spent 30k carats on getting Yino? Or did something happen in like the 15 minutes between me starting stream and watching you do your polls? Oh yeah, I originally planned to wait to do polls on stream, but I did a 10 poll for shits and giggles, and I got Rodian. No, nothing happened. So okay, you meant bricked as in the fucking 30k you spent to get Yino. Feels a bit. Hold on, let me turn up the music because it's a bit quiet. Of course, spoiler warning for those of you who haven't seen this far in the story. Granted, if you're here, you probably don't care, but I don't like that the first stage is named Funeral. This is either gonna be no, because that looks like Gregor over there. So is this gonna be like mourning the death of the oh my god. I don't play Limbus anymore. Maybe we'll come back on Canto 10. Oh yeah, because it's Merceau's chapter. The apprentices. Sorry, is this gonna be like a funeral for the apprentices? Oh no. Oh right, Martin. Oh fuck. Okay, so how this usually works is that I will read out what Dante is saying because everyone else's voice lines. A funeral was held for Martin and the LCE researchers today. I thought I'd seen more than my fair share of deaths throughout my journey with the sinners. but never before had I witnessed this many people gather in one place to mourn the deceased together. The unfamiliarity made me feel a bit out of place. Oh! Right! It's unvoiced because it's an intervalo. Shit. Should I voice the characters? My throat might hurt a bit later on down the line in stream if I voice all the characters, but... Probably not. You know, that's fair. Most of the sinners... Sinners? Ugh. Most of the sinners seem to be feeling that similar sense of being out of their element as well. Some of them were asking Merceau, apparently the most knowledgeable of them all when it came to funeral process. Of course, fucking Merceau knows what funeral process is. Can't have you finding another excuse. Okay. I wouldn't call it excuses, dude. I was sick this morning. I had more than enough reason to not stream. Apparently the most knowledgeable of them all when it came to funeral process and etiquette. All manner of questions for pointers. I've been to a funeral like... I haven't been to a funeral in like years. God, I don't remember like how this shit works. When I got pinged. How is volume wise? Is the game too quiet? Hadn't every sinner here attended a funeral before? Back when we set foot in that grim manor in... Oh! Right, we did attend a funeral. Oh, and none of them remember. If there's nothing to listen to from... Well, I mean, I guess there's the background music. I don't want you guys to just be listening in on silence with me talking. Bereft of the dead? I mean, someone had to have died. Right. Because I don't remember who Catherine is. Wait, how the fuck then... To all of them, do they just, like, think they went to the manor for no one's funeral? Like, that's the only thing that confuses me about the whole, like, oh yeah, no one remembers Catherine, is how do you explain everything that happened in that manor? No, Heathcliff. It's okay, Heathcliff. You have the entire Project Moon community remembering and memeing on your dead wife. It had to be the Golden Bow's influence. Somewhere along the way, everyone's memories of the events at Wuthering Heights had become warped. The sinners seemed to think that the golden bow had always been there in that manner, and that Nellie was coaxed into stealing it by Herman. Linton, in their minds, was now a grieving brother who had been conducting research for his dead sister's sake. Well, I guess they explain it here then, how they fucking think about the events at the manor. Nobody questioned it. Not Don Quixote, not Faust. Every single sinner believed the twisted version of the memory, as if it was a proven fact. We're starting out the intervalla with Heathcliff crumbs. Okay. In a theatrical way, we're supposed to remember they went to the manor in the first place, but that was caused by universes clashing. Yeah, fair. Heathcliff and I gave up trying to correct them. Instead, we just check in on each other's memories every now and then. That's kind of sad. Wait. Hey, do you remember Catherine? Yeah, do you? Yeah. Because if there's something he and I realized, it was that anything tied to Catherine had already been painted over. Every detail gilded and glossed over with the flow of the bow. I assumed that sort of impediment was pretty common stuff for funerals, but apparently not, huh? Who's redacted? Exactly. Who's redacted? Oh. Oh, wait, right. That's Ishmael, not Dante speaking. It seems funerals are far from being an everyday custom in the city. Oh, Hohenheim jump scare. Hi, Hohenheim. I almost forgot about you. Then, what other options do people usually have? We used to just leave them where they died? And after one night's sleep... Okay, so no funeral, just feed them to the sweepers. You know what? Yeah, feed corpses to the sweepers. If you're hungry, they're hungry. Rumors. Oh yeah, I guess it kind of probably would be a better fate to just, like, leave them to the sweepers if they're dead, because people will just fucking grave rob, huh? That is... I never quite thought about that when it came to, like, this universe. That's sad as fuck. Rabies. High... High Rome builder. Is that the red rabies? Oh my god, that is the red rabies. Hi, red rabies. I keep forgetting that YouTube no longer shows display names and shows your at, which is stupid. In Hongyong, people tend to set up graves if they have enough room to spare. Of course, there wasn't a guarantee they wouldn't lose the burial room by the next restructuring day. Rabies on a stick. Thank you, red rabies. Hohenheim scoffed and hung his head. Right! We're still in fucking H-Corp, aren't we? I mean, I guess we are in the LCE branch right now. But we're still in fucking H-Corp. We're never getting out. Toy? Oh, toys? Is that a word? Well, I gotta look this up. What does toys mean? Toys. Toys is an adjective meaning useless, futile, superfluous, or serving no practical. Just say useless. You don't have to squonk. You don't need to like flex your dictionary on us. Covering the soul of the departed, another mendacity. You are suffering from severe survivor's guilt. I don't want to hear it from you. All those funds so carelessly squandered, all for the purpose of furnishing the living with a fragile excuse to cling on. Are those words from his heart? Or just something said to convince himself? Whichever was the truth, I couldn't see the look on his face with his head tucked so low. The funeral didn't last long. It was just a brief moment of silence, followed by a quick few goodbyes that were shorter still. The ceremony came to a close once Alyssa, who was still in recovery, came to pray for... Alyssa's alive! Alyssa's alive! Sorry. The flames devoured... Oh, they're cremating them. Oh. The flames devoured the coffins of Martin and the other researchers, announcing the end of their existence with the crackle of firewood. So I suppose you'll be leaving now? Oh. We're staying until Gregor's stable enough to travel. Oh, right! Gregor's disabled! Not disabled. Fuck, that's mean. I'm sorry. Gregor's in the... Gregor's recovering from, the horrors. Gregor came to his senses... Gregor came to his senses again a few days after his unforeseen metamorphosis in the battle against the Thumb Nurse Father. He was given a checkup, and Hohenheim said there was no cause for concern. Physically, that is. The psychological assessment turned up disastrous, to say the least. Gregor was declared unfit for combat deployment for the time being. I mean, I would also be, like, a mess if I turned into, like, a cockroach monster and started attacking my friends. So, can't say I blame him. Then I assume you'll be okay with us borrowing Sinclair for a while. Huh? Is Sinclair doing like the stock image of the guy pointing to himself? Yes, you. Oh right, because Sinclair also got breadcrumbs in Canto 9. Perhaps didn't waste a second green lighting the project, which means that what I'm telling you is more of a notice of investigation than a request for permission. Okay. It's just a rather rudimentary instance of human experimentation. Calm yourself. I don't think that's like a calming set of words. Yeah, see? Just say swipe or two on your skin and maybe some talk therapy. Yeah, that's all you had to say. LCA's Mirror World Observatorium. Oh, so do they have like a... Dude. Sorry, I'm getting pinged again. Had we allowed them, they'd have kept you for a good few months for letting you go. Right. We're never getting out of H Corp. Alyssa waved at the researchers who were filing out of the funeral hall after paying their respects. It wasn't long before Sinclair found himself surrounded on all sides. Are you gonna have to like go this interval without Sinclair or something? Stay strong, Sinclair. All I could do was offer an unspoken encouragement to Sinclair, who sounded ready to collapse into full-blown panic any minute. Back to the long-term recovery. Yeah, didn't you like explode? I don't remember exactly what she did. You had a corkscrew put through your chest, and then you like fucking tried to blow up. I'm shocked that Project Moon didn't kill you, and I'm glad they didn't kill you, but I'm shocked. Your average corporation doesn't give more than a week off a year. Okay. Got it. Work conditions in the city fucking suck. I don't, I mean, I should have figured that beforehand, considering all the shit we've seen from corporations, but... As soon as Alyssa trudged off with their dragging steps, the researcher sees Sinclair and whisked, carried, really, him away. Oh, do you have somewhere else to be? Yeah, I gotta go visit Gregor. Going to Sinclair to get some rest. I don't think Sinclair's getting rest. But you know what? You do you. So how is this gonna go to shit? How is this gonna turn into, like... You know... Whatever the fuck's happening. The Thunders fanned out in different directions. They seem to have their own errands to run during our stay at the LCE. Everyone's busy with their own thing. Hi, Ryoshu. The only ones keeping me company now were Ryoshu, who'd been filling the air around thick with cigarette smoke, and Don Quixote, who was sniffing and asking around at every corner for Vespa in a valiant quest for the new color fixer's whereabouts. Faust was still here too, staring blankly into the air. Is she accessing the Gesellschaft? Oh, is this where she gets fucking called stupid by Gesellschaft? As I stood there, wondering what I should do next to pass the time, Hohenheim, who had apparently finished tackling and signing the stacks of paper, walked over to me. What kind of assistance? WKOA. Oh, what kind of assistance? Right. Wait a minute. Did Ryoshi just step in as my interpreter? It's not that I don't appreciate her gesture, especially since she'd usually snap at me and tell me to find someone else to interpret whenever the issue came up. But I can't help but doubt whether her choice method of interpretation actually accomplishes anything. A certain novelty in witnessing the reconstitution of that which requires interpretation into yet another linguistic form equally demanding of it. Great. It seemed that we were in need of more manpower. Scratching his head, Hohenheim looked around for a moment before coming to sudden pause, as though an idea had crossed his mind. At the end of his gaze was certain someone... Wait, At the end of his gaze was a certain someone who was busy badgering LCCA employees with her relentless questioning. Thanks, Don. Really. I missed you too, Don. The LCCA personnel who were sorry, I'm struggling to speak. The LCCA personnel who were cornered by Don Quixote into a rather forceful interrogation regarding Vespa's whereabouts took the opportunity and fled the scene without so much as a backward glance at the moment their captor turned her head to answer Hohenheim. Why did she just slide? Why did she just fucking slide over a couple of feet? Do not start calling Don Quixote number 2. Actually, that sounds like a shit joke. No, I was gonna say number 2 is in... Never mind, you know what? Never mind. Rosinante has an automated movement function. Hi, Green Hydra. Welcome to stream. How are you? Dude, I can't believe she's got fucking rollerblades on Rosinante. Or those WKOA. Fuck, I forgot what she meant by WKOA. WKOA. What kind of assessment was it? Hi, Faust. What kind of assistance? When I hit the fucking... I wasn't asking you. Investigation to the back doors located in the House of Spiders. So we're just gonna be opening fucking dimensional doors. After all, you were the one monitoring the entirety of the 5-pronged assault operation. Do we go to the House of Spiders right away? HOSRA. Thanks, Ryoshu. Sure. Although, not word for word, Faust relayed my intention to Hohenheim, who responded by shaking his head. Remember. Seeing me tilting my head, Hohenheim pushed up his glasses. The apprentice who was captured alive in the House of Spiders, Kira! Yes, Kira! Oh. Oh, I can't wait to see Kira again. I can't wait to see Kira again. I fucking love Kira. Survivor. So is this gonna be Kira, or is this gonna be like Gregor that we're checking up on over here? I'm assuming it's gonna be Gregor because it kind of like has Gregor's color to it. And I guess Survivor could apply to both Kira and. No, I guess it's Kira. The place Hohenheim led us to looked less like a recovery ward and more like an interrogation chamber. Though every single medical equipment installed around seemed to be state-of-the-art. This place looks well equipped. Equipped? Though technologies to restore lost body parts are common enough in the city, a facility of this kind is required to preserve the original form of her lower body in the reconstruction process while keeping the cost reasonable. Could they not just pick up her lower body? She got cut in half. That's like... Oh, wait, I read it wrong. Yeah, they did. Okay, so they did. They're just trying to keep it, like, the same. Okay. Granted, I guess her fucking... She was cut in half by, like, a 1,000-degree knife, so that's not something you quite come back from in... Yeah. Reasonable, huh? I want to ask how expensive the other options are, if this counts as reasonable. A windowless room thick with a sharp scent of medicine and chemicals. Kira. Hi, Kira! Oh my god. Kira was sitting on the bed at the center of the room, kicking her feet as she regarded us. For someone recovering from bisection, she didn't look much different from how she appeared when I'd seen her through the Sinner's shared vision. Sure. Oh, those are the middle tattoos. Never mind. I'm surprised she isn't, like, fucking pissed at us. Yada yada, like, the middle never forgets, or whatever. It hasn't yet begun, actually. We are waiting until the lines of information that warrant questioning can be isolated. So far, all available personnel have been fully engaged in analyzing the documents and items discovered in the House of Spiders. Then what you even doing here? There is work to be done. Fucking third grade reading comprehension. Oh my god. Contingent upon information obtainable only from a recent inhabitant of the House of Spiders. And following a discussion with the upper management, I have decided to put you to use as the company had originally intended. No TV, no comic books. There's a super prickly glare and a cold shoulder whenever I ask for something that passed the time. Hohenheim didn't so much as twitch an eyebrow at Kira's biting tone. He merely gave her a nod with a steely, imperturbable expression. Sorry. These are like words I've never seen before. You pick up like a dictionary or something. Which brings us to our next point. Should you insist on maintaining this uncooperative attitude, the company may decide to convene a meeting to reassess your worth. Got it. So cooperate or we're gonna fucking kill you. Hohenheim always had a way with words that could prickle and sting. But with Kira, it almost felt as if he had traded the usual thorn off for a sharper knife, intent on twisting it right where it hurt. They won't kill her. So like you're gonna let me live not after I killed a bazillion of your guys. The value of the information that could be extracted from an apprentice of the middle, and the combat prowess that honed under the tutelage of a great brother of the middle, these two considerations are likely what increase your value in the eyes of the company. Oh my god, right, she's the same level as Ricardo, isn't she? So she can be consistent, like, sorry. She could be, like, oh my god, I'm struggling to speak. She could be fucking noted down as a great sister. Not great sister, a big sister of the middle. Because isn't Ricardo also level 65? You should consider yourself fortunate. Other companies would not solicit your cooperation by means of a verbal exchange. Your interrogator would simply open your cranium, harvest your brain, and extract any and all necessary information without going through intermediary steps such as this? God! Even without resorting to such methods, the range of available means to compel the disclosure of information is practically limitless. Truth serums, hypnotic suggestions, electrical shocks, and Jesus Christ! Okay, so this is no longer just like, if you don't cooperate, we're just gonna kill you. It's just like, you better cooperate, because we can torture you. Like, that's fucking... Jesus. Dude, this woman just got, like, cut in half. Give her a break. Where's your go? Quit war crimes that don't even exist. Snake, I don't know where Heathcliff went. Leaving the biting chill of his threats to sink in, Hohenheim turned towards the exit. Oh, and he just slides off screen. Okay. I get they're trying to go with, like, more motion to, like, the models. But I feel like that's way too goofy to just have the fucking model slide off screen. Yeah, it's a concrete sliding sound effect. And with that, Hohenheim stepped out of the room, leaving me to deal with Kira. His reaction was understandable. The LCE had only just finished laying its said researchers to rest. Kira was probably the last person anyone would want to face right now, much less speak to. What should I even say to persuade her? Hi, Ryoshi. Oh yeah, you guys are kind of in the same boat, aren't you? I'm sorry, wait, did they let her keep her weapons? Because she's still wearing her fucking swords. They let her fucking keep her weapons. Still caught in thought when someone quite unexpectedly made her way to Kira. Yoshihide. Kira, I don't know how to tell you this. He kind of cut you in half. I think that's... I think that constitutes being counted as backstabbed. Wasn't in the back, so still, that's like... The person you're calling dad cut you in half. That's like... Family coming from him, a middle mutt thrown out of his kennel. Does Kira know... Does Kira know why Matthias was, like, kicked out of the middle? Hello, LMXG, welcome back. Thrown out. That fucker Matthias was a GB only by great brother, but only by technicality. He fucked up badly. He was still family by name, but underneath it, everyone hoped he'd disappear quietly on his own. He was that family member. He was that family member nobody wanted around. I don't blame them, honestly. Same treatment for me, being his brat. Not surprising that the ST? Conquest odd treatment, yeah. For the bowl cut too. Okay, which bowl cut are we talking about? Are we talking about Ren? Or not Ren, whatever his name was. I quickly clapped a hand over Don Quixote's mouth as she smoothly chimed into the conversation. So what exactly is your point? The point is you're taking too long. If you can't decide whether you want to live or die, I can shorten the hesitation. If you can't decide, I can kill you right now. CQ or I'll sink. What does that mean again? Can we get Sinclair back in here? I need an interpreter. Yeah, see, even Kira doesn't get it. Cooperate quietly or I'll snap your neck completely. Got it, so we know what sink means now. Sink isn't such a bad way to go if you're keen on taking that loyalty act straight to the grave. SB-173 over here? I mean, I guess. Okay, I'll talk if that's what you want so bad. That actually worked. Fixers who go out in a blaze of glory aren't actually the strong ones. It's the ones who survive, the ones who live to see another day and keep getting stronger. Anyway, Yoshihide, what's up with you talking in weird-ass abbreviations? Like, sink. That's so random. Who even says that? Ryoshu didn't bother to reply and simply chewed on the mouth end of her cigarette. Is this really the right call? To her, or probably people she needs to settle the score with. As if. Half her tattoos are gone, Clock. They even confiscated her book. Wait, so they surgically removed her middle tattoos and took her book of vengeance, but didn't think to take her weapons? What kind of fucking... Okay. You think the middle's sorry excuse for loyalty means so much for this stray that she'd bite us? Besides, no better hear it from her instead. Image of Patrick with the bottle over his head. Hey, tell me why Matthias kicked the bucket. That's because... Well, because Papa was weaker than y'all. I have to assume that the tattoos faded on their own. They weren't true middle tattoos. They weren't true middle tattoos? I mean, I guess that makes sense, because Matthias wasn't exactly a part of the middle. So that wouldn't make sense of how the fuck Kira would get the middle tattoos. I didn't know they could just fade on their own. I thought they were like actual tattoos that you had like get printed on your body. Still, I find that like really dumb. Thank you, Snake, for the fucking Patrick. Okay. I find it really dumb that they like they didn't think to take her weapons. They took her book, but they didn't take her weapons. Yeah, you're the jerk's brat, alright. Kira pushed herself up from the bed with a sour face, but at least she didn't argue back. And we called Hohenheim, who'd been waiting outside back in. Oh, so they did take her weapons. They just didn't edit the sprite. That's Okay, I guess that makes sense. What the hell? I can't even unsheath it. Now then, let us head to the House of Spiders. Did you just have a portal to the House of Spiders on hand? We made our way to the House of Spiders, with Kira trailing behind us, looking like she was smelling something particularly fishy on us. Are we not going to be able to see Gregor? Also, yeah, we didn't get a comment on like where the fuck Heathcliff went. Wayfarer. Yeah, we can't use Gregor. It's kind of sad.
전시 준비는 완.
이 떨림.
소재가 준비됐어?
내 작품 또 보고 싶었나 봐.
나를 점 찍었다면 격에 맞는 조언도 함께 준비하도록.
Yeah, I'll run mental IDs.
본인이 나서지.
Yeah, bro, where'd Pookie go? SMH. Only a few days had passed since our last visit, but the place looked markedly different from what we remembered. The sight of the hollow, frigid atmosphere and the endless stretch of the corridors hadn't changed. But Callisto's so-called artworks were now covered in white sheets, and unfamiliar devices were affixed all around the back doors. Oh. Fucking Lethal Company guy over here. Our guard reaction prompted Hohenheim to step forward and gesture to one of the oddly dressed figures. It seems introductions are in order for both sides. This is team leader Alan from Wayfarer Company. No, that's not W Corp, never mind. Who will be working with us on the investigation to the house's back doors. Wayfarer Company. A corporate entity partnered with Limbus Company, responsible for finding... It has been... Okay, so it's new W Corp. Okay. Unofficial new W Corp. Our employees have also taken to calling you the new L Corp. You know what? Fair. Ah, I remember. That company vying to take W Corp's place, right? Bro looks like he'll either betray you or genuinely get the most gruesome death, no in between. He is an NPC, so he is sentenced to the fucking meat grinder. Also, wait, this is actually good like world building, because we already know that W Corp is currently on the decline after the fall of L Corp, because L Corp was their main power distributor, so it makes sense that there's another like company aiming to take over W Corp. Same horizon. He's probably talking about getting recognized as a wing. After all, the old L Corp has already fallen. While W Corp, from what I've heard, is free falling at this point. Yeah, W Corp is free falling. And these are the manager and the sinners of the LCP department, our field operations unit, frequently deployed to deal with on-site matters firsthand. They have more personnel, but the rest are tied up with other duties elsewhere. Wait, so if Wayfarer Company is part of Limbus Company, does that mean... Well, no, not part, but kind of like... I don't fucking know. I don't know where I was going with that. Never mind. I understand. Field operation units are almost always understaffed. Anyway, the support you've provided is more than sufficient. Alan... Ugh. Please put your helmet back on. Alan gave an understanding nod. The man slipped off his bulky helmet before extending his hand in greeting. Dude, you are not Hakma. Please make your acquaintance. The name's Alan, leader of Door Breach Team 4. Likewise. Before Faust could even relay my reciprocal greeting, words spilled out of Alan's mouth in a strangely uneven rhythm. As if my ticking didn't bother him at all. Like he was sticking to a script he had rehearsed. I've heard not greetings. I've heard great things about you, Manager Dante of Limbus Company, and the bus team's performance. You capitalize on the suppression of distortions at T-Corp as leverage to push your products, and the profits you were nothing... What? Is that something we did? Oh, yeah, that is something we did. Like, we were hired multiple times to handle distortions in T-Corp, weren't we? Wait, what do you mean by fucking product? Oh yeah, we're supposed to be distortion resolving specialists in the public. But what's that product part about? The Master says it was merely a matter of luck. They also look forward to working with you on this task. That is not what we said. But you know what? Whatever, Faust. Go off. Or are you the interpreter? In that case, I'll be sure to consult the manager only when both of you are available. Faust didn't seem particularly pleased with the role Alan had pinned on her, but she nodded anyway. She quietly came to my side and answered my earlier question while Alan carried on with Hohenheim. Oh, Monolith Sales Project. The credit was attributed to the LCB and at the express request of Mr. Hubert. Hubert, sorry. Wait, but the monoliths force distortion. If we're handling distortions, why would that help advertise a product that forces distortions? It feels a bit counterintuitive. Oh, so that's how the rumor spread, huh? We reviewed the agreements. Now I understand you'll be assisting in verifying what lies beyond the back doors. Welcome to capitalism. You know what, fair. I'd appreciate it if you could share any prior knowledge you have about where these back doors connect, as detailed as you could make them, if you don't mind. The information is above our pay grade. You know what? Yeah, fair. Hohenheim fixed Kira with a pointed look. Though Kira responded by defiantly cocking her head in a show of irritation, she still gave up a sliver of information she had. Honestly, I've got pretty much nothing if it's about Robo-Unk. Robo-Unk. Okay. Thanks, Kira. Very cool. Robo-Unk and his room. I mean, I've seen Albina hit up that door and the other one over there when she was popping out of the farm stuff, but... Robo-Unk? Rob-Unk. Farm? Oh, it's, gathering material. I see. What kind of material? Human guts and all that. She'd come back hauling piles of them. So they're probably connected to some back streets area. The back streets. Any more details? Can you stop prying? You're literally pissing me off. Kira, I really don't think you're in a position to be like... What? That's literally all I've got, for real. For a moment, Alan leveled Kira with a stiff expression. Ow! And before I could even register what happened, Kira's head jerked to the side from a sudden punch by Alan. Okay, I already don't like you. You look ugly, and you just punched Kira, so fuck you. I thought Kira was nimble enough to dodge a surprise attack easily, but this one seemed to have caught her completely off guard. She stood there blinking, eyes round in rude surprise. Actually, it wasn't that he caught her off guard. It was the motion of the punch itself that somehow felt off. The fist being raised, the arm being extended, the blow making contact. The chain of actions was there, but it just didn't look normal. I'm assuming that that's Wayfarer's Corp technology. I'm assuming it has something to do with warping, because it's W Corp, has to do with portals and shit. You just hit me? What the hell is wrong with... As Kira reeled from the unexpected strike, Don Quixote spoke up in a cold, sharp tone. With all that whining, I thought the brat could use a lesson to remind her of her plight. Fuck you. I hope we get to kill you later. I had no intention of damaging your company asset, of course. I simply assumed the level of warning would not be inappropriate in this case. Team Leader Allen. That sort of conduct may not be an issue in your organization, but it is here. Should it happen again, do you understand that we may choose to terminate today's joint engagement without delay? Allen stood down without arguing back, but Kira looked far from satisfied with how Hohenheim handled the situation. Yeah, sorry, Kira, this isn't the middle. You don't get to fucking kill people for looking at you wrong. Fortunately enough, her grumbling didn't escalate into her lashing out at Allen. That punch just now, or fuck. That punch just now, though, what was that? Exhibited a behavior that defied the standard laws of physics? Yeah, but how did that defy the laws of physics? All we got is that the punch looked wrong. We didn't really get a description of why it looked wrong or anything. Why did it just play Dante's speaking sound for Hohenheim talking? Did anyone else hear that? I'm gonna take a drink of water. I've been talking a lot. Oh, fuck. Wrong pipe. Hopefully we'll get IDs of these guys and we'll see what it looked like. I mean... Yes, Intervaller Scuff, am I right? Yeah. I mean, I doubt we're gonna get, like, any new W Corp IDs, considering we already have basically a W Corp ID for every sinner. Except Sinclair. That door should lead to one of the ring-protected turfs. The other two on the left, I remember they were marked with an X painted with blood. But I, H, and I. Oh, but I have no idea. Okay. Where they actually lead. It's all blurry. I mean, you can... You know you can just, like, tell what's behind the door by opening it, right? You didn't need to call in, like, a... I mean, I guess it's our job to go and, like, see and fully inspect what's behind the doors, but... Ignoring Kira's jab, Alan began setting up various devices on the door, and soon an elegant white door opened before us. Shall we? Art thou joining us as well, young Hohenheim? Are we getting Hohenheim or Kira as, like, a support in the fight? Because it looks like... I mean, this is a fight stage. Okay, let's see what's in here. Great. So this is where the Favists come in. What the? Is this some kind of wildlife exhibit? The moment we stepped in, the lights hit us all at once, drawing squints and frowns from the sinners. Thanks to my lack of physical eyes, I could make out a room filled with statues or perhaps taxidermy animals. It felt like a gallery of sorts, but it was so quiet that the air itself seemed to carry a strange, somber weight. After a moment, someone shattered the silence, but it wasn't Don Quixote, our usual suspect. Holy shit! The scale's just insane! That's the whale from Association Great Lake, special issue. Kira, who seemed being down all along, exclaimed with a bit more energy in her voice. Man, seeing it in real life sure hits different. And sorry, I can speak the English language. And the Indigo Elder still one-shots these monsters with that harpoon of his, huh? I really want to get the Kira announcer. Because I know that she just speaks like that. Fucking solo one-shots. It's a Great Lake whale. Doesn't look like the one we've encountered, though. Sources can be identified here. Singularity, modified, outskirts born. Okay, so the head allows the existence of outskirts born creatures if they're already dead and like taxidermied. They're not, duh, though. Robo-Unk did say that the ring has these zoos where they put monsters on display alive. Does she just call Callisto Robo-Unk? Well, that's funny, but... Man, this would have been way more fun if we could see the moving ones. Everything here's dead. Wait. But if there's living ones, doesn't that violate the taboo of non-humans? The things I wouldn't do to see a ring zoo, that would be horrifying. I mean, I guess if it's wildlife, it doesn't violate the taboo, but they mention outskirts-born creatures, so if they have, like, actual zoos where these things are alive, if it's an outskirts-born creature, that would be violating the taboo, wouldn't it? Even though she was trying to play it cool, Kira kept sneaking glances at the massive horn display off to the side, clearly surprised in a way she couldn't hide. That said, I felt a distinct shortage of hyperactivity, given the presence of a certain someone in our party. Oh god, hi Dawn. Dawn looks less than enthused. Don Quixote? The eye of a second kindred of House Tepes. What is it doing here? Wait, House Tepes. Hold on, why does Tepes sound familiar? Oh, that's Dracula! Dude, they got fucking Dracula's child, like, one of the eyes of Dracula's child here. Okay. At the mention of the word kindred, I couldn't help but follow Don Quixote's gaze. How the fuck did the ring get a hold of an eye of a second kindred? Also, that just confirms that Dracula, like, actually exists in the city. Which I guess, like, already isn't surprising, considering, you know, but... The taboo is only against sapient non-humans. Any number of things in the outskirts could have more animalistic brains. Okay, so they just can't be sentient, or... Sapient, yeah, sorry, sapient. They just can't be sapient. Opposite the whale was another kind of exhibit. It contained items leaning on the more gruesome side of things. starting with a crimson eyeball that caught Don Quixote's attention, and body parts like hands and bones that looked as though they had been stripped from the human body. It's a gallery of the school of Fauvism. I saw a post talking about this. Fauvism is like an actual form of art, right? Like, hold on. Fauvism. Yeah, Fauvism was a short-lived radical French avant-garde art movement known for using intense, non-naturalistic colors and bold, expressive brushwork. The wild beasts liberated color from representation to express emotion. So yeah, Fauvism is like an actual form of art. I like this kind of take on that. It does kind of like fit how the art looks. It's just more taxidermy. Probably a main studio at that, which comes with a maestro's atelier and an auction house. Apparently all of the ring schools are based on real art movements. Yeah, I was aware of, because there's the pointillists, the Fauvists. Oh my god, wait. So pointillists, Fauvists, where the fuck Callisto was, where you use like the human body. And I can't remember the other one. Alan? We are so fucked. We will be making our exit shortly. Prepare to initiate lockdown sequence. Before Hohenheim could even finish his urgent transmission, numerous footsteps closed in from somewhere nearby. Oh. Hello. Turning toward the sound of shoes clacking on the floor, we found strange figures wearing animal masks, staring directly at us. And they're the Fauvists. That presence, it's kind of like Papa's. Ain't no way, that's not a raid boss we can clear at our level. We gotta get out of here. Thanks, Kira. That is one way to say we're fucked. Talk about the music, though. It's not that simple. Retreating is not a viable solution here. The store is connected to the House of Spiders. Escaping without installing a security system will invite pursuit. We must stall them until Ellen is ready to initiate the lockdown sequence. Don't tell me we're fighting the fucking Wendigo here with, like... What are those, like, hanging from... Are those streamers, like, hanging from his outfit? They look kind of like glitches. As tension thickened, one of the strangers who wore peculiar bone masks stepped forward. John Patriot? Sure. The voice that spoke to us carried equal part curiosity and delight. You came through that door. Then the house's fall wasn't just a baseless rumor. Don't you want to fight another? No, I don't want to fight another maestro. A stray little spiderling fallen from her parents' web. How many years has it been? You. Who are you? Ah, right. It makes sense that you would fail to recognize me. I used to wear a different mask back when I used to visit as your tutor, didn't I? A wolf, if memory serves right. Yes, that must have been when I was quite captivated by the sensation of tearing into the raw, still thrashing fresh flesh of living prey. And the predator's ferocious yet cavernously resonant howling. Rings a bell. You're that maestro whose whole lesson was a 3-hour sermon praising the intensity of primary colors and the strength of living creatures. Benoit? Benoit? Sorry if I'm butchering that. That's right. Emile Benoit. Is that French? This might be the new Honglu iCam corner. Listen, man. I think you have like one too many focal points in your art. I think you need to lessen up a bit on the, you know, the like choose one thing you want people to look at. They say you can't hatch a phoenix from a chicken's egg. Doesn't always apply, I see. Looks like that mind of yours is still as sly as a raven, unlike your nurse father's. Don't presume. I only remember you because the tactility of Hidges and or hides. Hidges? What the fuck is? What am I reading? Of hides and guts. Need for passable AW artwork. I'm assuming. At first glance, it looked like Ryo she was casually taking a trip down memory lane with the maestro. But I have a feeling she was, in fact, dragging this out on purpose to buy us time. That lockdown sequence thing, how much longer till it's ready? Don Quixote, who had been shooting the ring members and increased glare sparked by the discovery of a kindred's eye, swiftly relayed my words to Hohenheim without even a hint of her earlier shenanigans. I'm afraid the progress and speed of the lockdown sequence lies in Alan's hands, not mine. Alan's definitely a bitch. I swear he's gonna be a Favis, isn't he? Plan A? Any suggestions that involve Don Quixote removing her shoes will not be dignified with a serious discussion. This is the second time Hohenheim has tried to get Don Quixote to take off her shoes. Maybe what Hohenheim had in mind had nothing to do with Don. Okay, never mind. Because he opened his mouth as though he was about to retort to Faust's categorical rejection. The moment he followed Faust's eyes and saw what she was looking at, he quietly shut his mouth and, "Oh, you want her to use the sword." Faith in potentiality is not something I dislike. As for this, however, this seems more like grasping at straws. Straws. At the end of their gaze was Ryoshi's blade. You got this, Gecko. Arayashiki. Sorry. I was going to try using it anyway. I have long wanted to see if a maester's death is any different. Telling him that we're just leaving won't work, will it? Every individual present here would be quite the fascinating specimen to artists of the ring. We are practically in a windfall of inspiration and material that has so conveniently been delivered to them. Are we fighting the fucking maestro for the first stage? Faust is right. She and Hohenheim are geniuses, and Ryoshi is the wielder of Arayashiki. Don Quixote is a kindred of a higher generation, and I happen to house a golden bow in my head. I have no idea how much information the ring has on us, but even if they knew nothing, they wouldn't let us go easily. Are you sure about this, right issue? Does it matter if I'm SAT or not? SAT? Or not clock? Think of that woman as Lei Hong. Oh, that was a woman? Sorry, not Lei. I'm not saying Lei Hong's a woman. I'm saying the fucking email bonnet. Think of that woman as Lei Hong and do as you did in HC's Heathcliff's mansion. I'll take care of the rest. Ryoshi was quite clear. Rising with the golden bow, secure and advantage to find an equal footing, then catch them off guard by slowing down the flow of time. Oh, okay. So we're abusing the fuck out of golden bows. A cut from Arashiki, even if it doesn't give us a real fighting chance, might at least stall the maestro long enough to give us time to get away. This floor of the exhibit only houses submissions from the students and docents. If you look closely enough, there are some passable ones that show the promise of excellence. You're gonna nullify Bo's trust? No, no, no. And above all, this is the gallery of the School of Fauvism. And mine, the gallery of Emil Bonit. Which is why I would have preferred to take you without an unnecessary fight, if possible. A shame. Still, we're talking about a unique relic here. A masterless one at that. Acquiring the Arashiki makes it worth the cost. You want a taste. Oh? Confusion flickered across Ryoshi's face as she tried to unsheath her blade. What's the matter? Oh. Why can't I? Oh yeah, wait, this was in the trailer, wasn't it? Where she said she couldn't unsheath the. Okay. It's fine, Ryoshi. We all have. Actually, no, that's your. I'm not making that joke because that's your fucking daughter. That's your daughter's blade. Oh my god. Now that's unexpected. The rumors of you mastering the relic. Were they false? The maestro only gave a loose swing of her arm, but it was enough to make Ryoshi recoil. A shadow of surprise crossed her face. The wound looked like nothing more than a light gash if the maestro's contemplative gaze shifted between the blood on Ryoshi's arm and her own as though the attack had been an experiment to prove a hypothesis. It wasn't hard to guess what she was thinking. Noticed, didn't you? I had my doubts the moment I saw you today. Was the House of Spiders a success or a failure? Tell me, Yoshihide, what do you think a serpent's defining strength is? What do you want about? Ask any student and they'll give the same predictable answers. The deadly venom, the sleek scales, why, it's lamentably disappointing. The maestro advanced toward us with an assured certainty, then seized a beige thread dangling from the ceiling. No, calling it a mere thread would be wrong. It was something that resembled a thread, yet felt much more disturbing. I, for one, have a particular liking for the jaw and the spine. The flexibility of the spine linked like a chain, and the jaw bound not by bone but by ligaments that allowed the animal to swallow its prey whole. Perhaps I should have said that I admire the structural refinement. Bro, you're not Shakespeare? Okay. The thrice-coiled ring on her ring finger gave off a cold glint, and the walls and the ceiling suddenly began to echo with the sickening squelch and crack of flesh and bones assembling. What the fuck is that? Which brings me to ask, what better way to claim this delivery of promising material with a single bite than a work of art fashioned from a snake? The maestro plunged her arm into the long serpentine body of a monster. The Cinderella is guilty of the crime of making me almost like a subfaction of the ring. I love the ring. They aren't my favorite finger, but I really like the ring. Consider it I do love the School of Fauvism so far already. Consider it a privilege. This is the first time this piece has ever been exhibited to an outsider. Hohenheim, is the lockdown sequence still not ready? The attack from the Eagle Gear Hohenheim hastily brandished in even less than a moment. The weapon was knocked from his hand. Ooh, art! As I scrambled to equip the sinners with their identities, something abruptly stopped the beast-like appendage midway through its hurtling motion. And the one who intercepted the blow... Kira! Kira with the save! Was Kira. Oh wait, that's right. That's nice right. Oh my god, that's a huge appendage. Dude. Why is she hitting the fucking forefathers one and all? Bear witness! Kira. What a save! Did she suddenly have a change of heart I wasn't aware of? Shit. This wasn't the plan at all. Obviously not. She couldn't have changed her mind that quickly. Because the look on her face couldn't be anything other than utter regret. The middle, hmm? For someone who doesn't seem to be a proper member, you've inked quite the quantity of tattoos onto yourself. Aha. You must be the new kit Matthias took in. Why do you stand in my way? Fuck if I know. I'm already regretting it, alright? Damn it, they're defo gonna ditch me here. Why did I even... Painfully shake off the opponent's killing intent. Body chooses to flash it on. Shut it, mister! Quit yapping and let me use my blades! Kira's thermal weapons emerged from their sheaths with a metallic clang. She used the recoil of the motion to skid back and assume a defensive stance. Naturally, that broke Benoit's arm from the deadlock as well. The Maestro lashed out again with that monstrous limb, but... Huh? Did Dunge, like, take off her shoes? No, she didn't. Behold, for I shall now allow thee a glimpse of the badass form that only the most renowned of fiction displayed through the ages. Hello, Virgilius the Guide. Welcome to the stream. How are you, dude? We got Virgilius in here. We haven't seen you in the Intervallo yet. Where the fuck are you? Predictably, however, the sheer force of the Maestro's attack instantly reduced her to a red sludge of flesh and bone, sending her remains crashing into the door. Over to the door, Faust retrieved the organic remnants of Sinner number 3. Just say Don! Just say Don Quixote. Oh! As Faust made her exit with what was not once Don Quixote, the students of the ring surrounded Kira, barring her way out. A hollow chuckle slipped out of her lips. Going to restaurants with Koran? We're fucking dying over here! Taking Kira back with us would mean having a sizable force of the ring trail right behind her through the door. Kira, too, seemed to have realized the risk of that no one in her right mind would want to take. She lowered her head in defeat, as though she knew full well that what fate had awaited her. Such a dumbass. What was I thinking diving in like that? You TTM? Want to get cleaved in half again? You pin this on me later, you're gonna repay. Plucking the Maestro's arm by a hair as it came down on her again, Kira hurled herself toward the door with every bit of strength she could muster. More than a few students rushed in through the doorway, chasing after the sinners who had gone in ahead, but... Fortunately, Alan managed to sever the connection between the two back doors before the Maestro could cross over. Bowl cut, think you can still use your arm. Oh, you're calling her bowl cut? Does she have a bowl cut? I don't know if I would call her hair like a bowl cut. Oh, I didn't read that. So she says. Hero would be a strong enough addition to fight for us, but the ring members that have managed to cross formed a rather sizable force. Fighting them off with just sinners I have at my side would not be the best course of action. In that case... Guys, I assume we're all available right now. As soon as I called up to the sinners, their voices came through Honam's radio one after another. Hey. Everyone to me! Oh, we're using fucking the Malkuth shit? I assume we're using the Malkuth shit. Yeah, okay. The fucking banger. Hold on. Sorry, I'm vibing to this. So did her level go down? No, she's still level 65. LCE question mark. The middle salad crossed out augmentation. So what do these guys have? Oh, this is just okay, this is just the mechanic that they all have. What about like these owl guys? Okay, so not of course they're just like random. What level are they? Level 60. Okay. So the dog ones are inflicting the red and they're inflicting mild color rouge, and these ones are inflicting blue. Okay. That's off to a great start. Okay. Dude, I'm fucking with this music heavy. I love, okay. If there's one thing I gotta give to the Ring as well, I fucking love their music. Like the music associated with the Ring. It's neutral. I guess we can just use his skill 3. Thank you, Honlu. What the fuck? Oh yeah, we didn't. Okay, we didn't look at Kira, well, we did, but that's not Kira. That's not. Middle shell dog. Oh, that's okay. So it is still like her moveset in the Matthias fight. Okay. You guys talking about in chat? What's going on? I just looked back. Lem, are you arguing at the red gaze? You're the bum who hides behind his sinners to save him from a green queen? I can't tell if this is like a joking argument or... I'm assuming it's like a joking argument. Oh, she said bro, seriously. Ow. Ow. I haven't played Limbus in a while. Need to remember what. I don't know if you should be calling him a fraud, considering what he's been doing in like the last intervallo. Like, we can just end this fight right here. GG's. Okay.
저희 영감을 일깨워 주시는군요.
He is missing some chromosome. I mean, you spelled chromosome wrong, so. Like, I mean, 1 second. I'll be back in like 10 seconds. Sorry, I'm back. Hello, Wispus and 3458. Welcome to stream. How are you? Any prediction or shadowed ID teaser in 9 hours? Any predictions? Well, if it's not. Sorry, I got pinged. If it's not Lucio and Valentina, I kill myself. How about that? Sorry, in Minecraft. I didn't mean. I mean, in Minecraft. In Minecraft. Okay. If it's not Matthias, Valentina, or Lucio, I'm gonna cry. Because I really want an ID of one of those three. They won't do 3 double banners in a row. I mean, I'm assuming it'll be Matthias then. Actually, yeah, that'll be my prediction. It's gonna be Matthias Otis. We'll get the Thumbhouse of Spiders IDs at some point by Paradisio. We're getting them like fucking Kanto 12. Why are you dragging me into this if you're gonna trust me, weirdos? I mean, you guys do kind of owe Kira a thanks for saving your asses from the fucking Maestro. SD? What's that? Oh. Again, why try to like that? Just say duh or something. Or just spell it out and say it was anticipated. That's WA? What is that? That's whack? Mortality rate is quite high, honestly. I was just bracing myself for the worst. The odds of completing the first door on the casualty is under 50%. This by all means counts as a flawless expedition. And that's 1 door out of how many doors? Tapping away at his device, Alan addressed us with an inimical smile. He seemed totally different from the same man who had manhandled Kira with a fist to her face. Great phrasing. Those Favists won't be able to cross over anymore with the door completely locked. Okay, here's what I'm confused about. Why did they have a door that just led to another Maestro's art gallery? Like, what was Callisto doing? Are you saying more might come? The corridors and the back doors have always been the ring's turn. Really? Okay. They got that much history, they must know how many back doors, both the origin and destination points. Alan clarified what... Okay, so... The ring knows the ins and outs of this place. Dude, Alima, Virgilius is about to, like, fucking beat your ass. Sorry, I was tapped out. If that were the case, it's unlikely they would have moved on to the House of Spiders so soon. I mean, we basically just confirmed their suspicion that the House of Spiders is fallen, so they are gonna be... Manager Gecko, yes? yes, Verge? Even the Flawless Maestro seems to lack any clear intel on the event that took place at the House of Spiders. If so, it follows that they will need the time to assess and deliberate about the... Sorry, I'm fucking tweaking. The situation. All about vector-related procedures tied to the House of Spiders are completed, the resulting security framework should be able to preempt and block any infiltration events. So you're setting up... So... I'm about to make your sinner unable to talk for the next hour and a half. Listen. Listen, he's just rage baiting. So you're basically setting up a firewall for the doors. This operation is more important than I thought. Honestly, missed opportunity to have this like be about Ricardo. But I'm just coping because I miss Ricardo. It's the new Scabbard's fault? Ryoshu lifted the sheath sword with an irritated frown. Sorry, Ryoshu, your child doesn't want you to unsheath the blade. And that's when I felt the faint vibration. The blade was twitching ever so slightly. Is it possessed or something? Looks like I was the only one who saw the sword twitching, as though I wasn't pleased at all with how Ryoshu was talking about the scabbard. Yeah, Ryoshu, your daughter says fuck you. Ryoshu's gaze lingered on the sword before slowly shifting toward the back doors. Could it be that seeing the scabbard brought back some memory of Araya? Ryoshu, do you... A demon edge, an enchanted blade? Which is it? It's probably neither of those, nor is it a sentient sword. Your opinion on Neil Armstrong backwards being... Gnorts? What? Present's a fine opportunity to conduct another examination of the sword. Excuse us from Team Leader Allen. We should return to the headquarters research facility then? God, that was just the third stage. Can I talk about Charon for the next hour and a half to you, Manager Gecko? I mean, I'm trying to manage this operation regarding the House of Spiders. But if you want to, like, go off. That was the third stage. Jesus Christ, that was long. How many stages are in... Thanks, Honglu. That was really... Thanks for gracing my ears with you fucking tearing someone's heart out. Relics and the sign. So I'm assuming this is gonna be Sinclair. Owenheim brought us to what looked like a research lab, lined with cables, rows of screens, and diagrams full of complex symbols and shapes. She's so adorable, she's been acting more lively because of you and your sinners. Oh. I didn't know there was a place like this in the House of Spiders. This is a forward-based construction. Oh, this is in the House of Spiders. Okay, I guess they did mention it. Regular phenomena? Research subject such as a spatial analysis of the correlation between the emergence of Sinner 11's sign and the manifestation of possible future. Been smiling for a while when Odin got her ice cream. That's cute. Oh. I can like click up past something? No, I didn't. Looking around, I spotted Sinclair and a group of researchers surrounding him, the same people who had dragged him off earlier. Oh, is Snake still in chat? There he is, Snake, if you wanted to see him. They are accompanied by a gaggle of sinners who had tagged along either to watch the show or kill some time while they took a breather after work. I'm truly grateful to you and your sinners. I am trying my best, Virgilius. Sinclair's biometric assessment concluded the analyzer's device should be available for Relic now. Which means that it should be finished in an hour from now, at the latest. The scabbard rattled again at the mention of an hour. I don't know why or how, but the way it swayed almost felt like a child trembling. Hi, Snake! Bayoshu and Hohenheim headed off to the side. The examination was probably going to start immediately. Time to get Sinclair then. Wait. I was making my way towards Sinclair, who was getting bombarded with questions when an unexpected figure behind a pillar caught my eye. Hey! Vespa's here! Hi, Vespa! It was Vespa Crabro, with a big piece of paper covered in crooked handwriting taped on his back. Snack thief? Okay, you have to have some balls to pull the fucking kick me sign on a color fixer. Ah, manager. Oh, hi, Karen. Never mind, it makes sense why he has a kick me sign now. Is this the first time we've heard Karen swear? Oh, hi, Virgilius. Who the fuck names her kid Vespa? Listen, Snake, the gimmick is that he's a wasp. He's supposed to be a hornet. Sorry, a hornet. A hornet or a wasp. You're on super sulky mode engaged, not talking for half a day. Deploying super pass bitter candy. Okay. Just make sure she doesn't listen to that radio channel again. What radio channel? What radio channel did you have her listening to? Virgilius looked down with an inscrutable expression as Charon peeled the snack thief sign off of Vespa's back. Thank you. Vespa gave a polite thanks, but he was already picking something off another plate and stuffing it into his mouth. Don't want to know? Okay. I think there's a little bit more to worry about than you know, snack. I think they're like, I think the ring is coming. I think there's a little bit more than food to worry about. I think we have like the fucking. Well, what's a valid comparison for the Favists? The Favists are coming. The Favists are coming. You realize you have two colors on your side? Two colors bickering over food with a gambler. Rodion Romanovich. Why did you use her full name? Why did you have to pull out her full name? I'm aware that half of the total snack budget allocated to each sinner is being funneled into your snacking expenses. And now you're raiding the LCE supplies as well. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Brody. Shut. Oh my. Rodion? Where the fuck did you hear that? Oh, so I'm screenshotting that. Where the fuck did you hear that? Where did you learn to say the phrase that's that and this is this? The lines in Rejoice's brow looked deeper than usual today. Hoping to help him out of this endless cycle of snack-related headaches and to satisfy my own nagging curiosity, I drew near our guide and broke his brooding silence with my TikToks. Roland sometimes comes onto the bus from the outskirts. I mean, I guess there is, like, the possibility of a door to the outskirts being possible, because we did go to the outskirts. Did we learn anything about Sinclair's sign? I've run researchers, but nothing of particular significance came out of it. Observation of the sign has so far been limited to 2 individuals, the manager and Sinclair. Due to the limited accessibility to the phenomenon, the only verifiable information has so far been its existence. I don't know how he appears there, but he does anyways. I'm surprised the head doesn't throw a fit when he does. Faust has a point. Aside from Sinclair, none of the sinners can actually see the sign. And the same would go for the researchers. Even Sonya said that only select few people could perceive it. Well, we do know one other person who has the sign, but I don't think he would be willing to, like, show up unless he's fucking, I don't know, telling Dante to draw another sheep. Yeah, Damien and Sanson had the sign? Did we see Sanson having the sign? You can hear him through the walls. The head do raid the bus when he comes, but he always disappears before they can find him. Okay. Then could those guys do what Sinclair did? Pull in some superpower to shoot yourself and just wreck everything? I don't think so. From what Ishmael and Faust reported back then. Right, Sinclair from the future said each sign carries a different power, I think. Maybe, you know, those layers of light rings Damien used to finish off Cromer. Those layers of light... It's Mang. Instead of dragging us into his story, those could be it. Aye, that does seem plausible. So none of that is information we can confirm yet. I mean, it seems like the sign's ability is... No, because... Oh my god, sorry. They mentioned that the sign... Like, the different signs have different abilities. Like, they're not all the same thing, I'm pretty sure. That's what Sinclair mentioned, or Future Sinclair mentioned. Oh, hi, Yusong. Oh, hi, Heathcliff. Maybe that shit about the sign being maybe some kind of singularity? I mean... I feel like it's more plausible that the sign is a relic than... Would it be more like a phenomenon? Because it appears on a person. It doesn't seem like a physical object. I come to eat Rodian snacks. Hello, Roland the Grade 9 Fixer. Welcome to stream. I see. Then nothing came out of them dragging Sinclair off for that research. Oh, you also thought I was being dragged off, but still let it happen anyway. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah. Dude, go to fucking Hum Hum Pang Pang. No, I mean... The old Sinclair wouldn't have even thought to joke around like that. He's really changed lately for the better, I think. I am broke. You know what? Fair. I guess there isn't really a way to earn money in the sign seems to operate more in the same manner as Shin and Mang and Ego. It just happened. Yeah. Except it doesn't seem to be related to Carmen at all. Like in the way that Shin, Mang, and Ego is. So... There's got to be something else that kind of causes the sign to happen. Or some other catalyst. Which is something I'm assuming we're going to learn more about. It's going to be some shit with the rivers or something. So did anything happen that we should worry about? She always punch me. That's mean. What the fuck? Dude, just conjure food in the library. Can you describe what you remember from the battle exactly as it happened, or list the sensations you felt when you regained consciousness? Angel doesn't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Hey, wait a second. I see what you're doing here, Project Nerd. The chicken or the egg? Fucking Sinclair's thing being an unhatched bird. Fucking, okay. I see what you're pulling here. The Sinclair is merely one branch one. Yeah, it's a certain Sinclair. The head doesn't know who I am because I find it funny to think that that Roland's mask just operates like the fucking Perry the Platypus hat. Never even thought of it being a chicken and the egg. Yeah, it's a chicken and the egg thing. Or I'm assuming it is, because it's what came first. You know it's gonna be a long bit of text when the text is smaller. I'm not reading that out loud. I'm dumbfounded how he's alive still. That's that and this is this, you know? Here you go again, more of that nonsense only you lot understand. Oi, memory or not, that future guard still came out of him, didn't he? Then some part of him's got to be left in there somewhere, yeah? Like muscle memory or whatever. Perhaps he can still pull off some of those tricks from back then. Tricks from back then. I mean, you gotta give Roland some credit. He did go, like, toe-to-toe with a fucking, He fought Argalia for 7 days straight and still had strength in him to at least, like, give a shot against the fucking Claw of the Head. Even pulled out the trick you picked up from that plastered old geezer. Oh, they're talking about fucking... Oh my god, what's his name? Three actually? 3 what? 3 days? 3 weeks? I think it was like a week that... Or almost a week. Not just that, he was using that Mang technique. 3 days? I thought it was a week. What, the glowing ring thing? Never change Heathcliff. Yep, the glowing ring thing. He had 2 of them coded on his weapon. I used the glowing ring thing? Please tell me the sinners just normalized calling it the glowing ring thing. It's the first time I'm hearing anything about it. Alright, so what exactly is that glowing ring thing? Anyone? Maybe some technique that enhances physical capability? I really hope it becomes a running gag. Yeah, that'd be a really... That's a good running gag. Just the glowing ring thing. I mean, I guess that flashy aura makes your real tough one's part of it. But there's gotta be more, right? Don't know. Could be a secret finger thing they pass down to their members, technique, gear, something like that. I feel like the sinners would know slightly a bit more about Shin and Mang now that we have... Sorry, no, we have IDs that use Shin. We don't have any IDs that use Mang. So I feel like the sinners should at least know something about Shin, considering we have IDs that use Shin. Look at it, that black coning leader, that Lei Hong prick. That black coning leader, who the fuck are you talking about? Mang is conjuring memories in a physical form to enhance something. Is that actually it? And then there's others we fought. A whole lot of them fingers, ain't they? Yeah, we like a lot of the people we fought that have had like Mang have been fingers. Virgilius, oh yeah, for Virgilius too. Only proper hard bastards can use it, like some posh top and trick. Without anyone in particular prompting it, the sinners slowly turned their gaze toward Virgilius and Vespa, like concrete sliding sound effect. I guess Vespa was using it too. I only learned to wield it from my team leader too. I have a sensory understanding of of Shin, but I can claim nothing too profound. However, what I can spare are some rumors, though they are all without proper sources. They circulate among elite fixtures in the association leadership that there exists a power called Shin, capable of enhancing the body without having to pay expensive upkeep costs. Wait, so I thought you needed Shin to manifest Mang, but this is hinting that Mang and Shin operate independently. Yes, even the technique to manifest it, how-to tips really spread through hearsay. Oh, hi, Kira. That super rookie column in the latest mag bonus vid? Bro was really popping off with it. Straight up, oh. hold on. That super rookie column in the latest mag bonus vid. Bro was really popping off with it. Straight up aura farmed with a shiny Mang wrapped around the new weapon. Oh. I'd never change Kira. Are you serious? It's in the latest issue. Literally had the videotape in the bag. Maybe you missed it. Video tape? For many a week have I been returned from Mephi, relieving me of a chance to read not only the prior chronicle, but the latest one as well. Woe is me! When I return, I shall feast through the night upon those noble exploits of adventuring fixers. Oh, Pyotis. As Don Quixote dramatically spiraled into a state of utter dejection, Otis cut into the conversation, her gaze narrowing with suspicion. When I recall, the Mantle of Shin grants its user a high degree of physical enhancement. There's no such thing as reinforcement without supplies, no power of that magnitude. Sorry, 1 second. With an equivalent of cost to wield it. That power relies on emotion and will for manifestation. Its output is not consistent like prosthesis and augmentation. And depending on how it is used, the consequence it demands can reach levels comparable to the ego you use. I don't know what the hell he's saying. Okay, from what I know about, like, Shin and Mang, is that Shin and Mang is a result of the shit that the library pulled. Or sorry, what the shit, like, Angela pulled with, at the end of Runa. I can walk you through fundamentals if you like. From what I observed, it appeared to be a technique reserved for those of considerable strength. At our current level, it is not unreasonable to assume we could make use of it. You already have IDs that use Shin. We just don't have IDs that use Mang. That what I did? Yeah, you also contributed. And according to her, physical strength itself has little bearing on one's ability to learn and wield Shin. It is, in essence, a power that can be learned by almost anyone, provided they know the proper method of training. Vespa's brows visibly twitched the moment Yellow Harpoon lived for Joey's. Does he not like being called Yellow Harpoon? Yeah. He doesn't seem like he's a big fan of his own title, the Yellow Harpoon. Well, it fits, I think. He's got those yellow stripes on his clothes, and he uses a harpoon, too. Can he argue with that? Why must himself and mine be chosen the point of comparison? Well, because you're the wimpiest one here? Okay, Heathcliff, fuck you. Don't do Yi-song like that. Even so, it would make a mistake to assume it's a power anyone can grasp with ease. As long as you are bound by contract as sinners, your ability to wield it is be severely limited. You didn't get it picked. Ezra picked it for him. Oh, I thought Ezra suggested it, and the Vespa picked it because Ezra suggested it. Yeah, okay. Unless you're relying on particular identities or upon an extraordinary circumstance. I'm calling it now? I feel like the, with the mention of Shin and Mang here, I feel like the Valencina ID is going to be able to use Mang. Like, it's going to be the first case of seeing Mang. We're actually going to get a fucking description of what Mang does. What about me? Can I learn it too? Kira, who had been fidgeting with her fingers, raised an arm and asked as though she couldn't hold the question back any longer. Honestly, I don't blame Kira for being nervous because you're in the same room with the color fixer you were trying to kill like a day ago. Or, weeks ago. Come to think of it, the middle nurse father didn't use any Shin or Mang. Yes, he used fucking ridiculous grit. Papa never taught me how to use it. He always said that I could get stronger without a stupid crutch like that. Who said he didn't teach you? He couldn't. He was a man who probably had never once reflected upon his own sins. A piece of trash like him would be incapable of even comprehending such a power in the first place. Vespa's responses always come back dripping with venomous hatred whenever the conversation turns to the topic of the fingers. Kira must have noticed too, or perhaps she simply couldn't find the right words to punch back. Okay, at least Vespa doesn't seem to be too hateful toward Kira. Like, he seems relatively fine with Kira. Or at least from like the one dialogue they've exchanged right here. Sorry, 1 second. Either way, she held her tongue, her expression settling into a blend of frustration and something that looked a little too close to sadness. If you want to reduce to yes or no, then yes, you'll be able to learn it with the odds in your favor. That is assuming that the company decides to tolerate your continued existence. Can we, dude, stop being mean to her with the fucking, like, yeah, we're gonna fucking kill you. We're gonna kill you, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. Sorry, hold on, I'm checking something. I already said I get it. As it stands, you're nothing more than the pending case of disposal, closer to a threat than you are to an ally, strictly speaking. I don't think they're gonna kill Kira. I think that she's gonna become part of the LCE. There's nothing in what Rogelia said that I could argue with. Kira had been a member of the House of Spiders. She murdered scores of LCE researchers, and left us with plenty of memories we'd rather not revisit. For now, we're just working together. Not contesting that decision doesn't mean we have no hard feelings toward her. Leaving Kira alone with her thoughts, the sinners slipped back into their own business. Snacks, idle chatter, and conversations about whatever had happened around LCE. Before we knew it, Hohenheim and Ryoshi returned. Yeah, my throat's already starting to, like, I've been talking a lot. Let me drink some water real quick. Usually these intervalos are only like 12 stages. I can probably split this into 2 streams. Well, it looks like we're going into Matthias's area next. The notion of the sword being a sentient one is incorrect. The locus of the will is not the blade, but the scabbard. An ego forged in a rather paradoxical nature. So, the scabbard is a sentient ego of Araya. Okay. Not a sentient sword, but a sentient scabbard. Back to the Rhodian snacks. I do fix her for her to pay her back. Have fun. Ryoshi's grumpy dismissal made the scabbard quiver almost if it had taken offense. Somehow I felt like I could understand what Hohenheim meant by will now. I guess that's wholesome that Ryoshi technically has her daughter with her. It was a reunion of sorts, one that gave us both a tinge of sadness and hope. If the scabbard has its own will, does that mean the owner of that will can be resurrected? I mean, maybe, but resurrection is a taboo. Even supposing that survival is a fixed variable, and that the reconstitution of the original corporeal body falls within the realm of theoretical possibility, the probability approaches zero given the limits of today's technologies and conditions. Well, I guess that city's technology has its limits as well. We researchers are inclined to entertain even infinitesimal chances, but in the terminology of the lay people like yourself, such a prospect would be labeled impossible, wouldn't it? There's no need to fixate on the impossibilities of the present manager nowadays. Such matters are reserved for us scientists to hold on to. But we may have uncovered a thread, something that could lead to restoring Sunarayoshu's memories. Though again, that too merely is a possibility. Far more practical avenue for you to pursue at the moment, nevertheless. And he slides across the fucking screen. He should still be in the ring near the quarters, that will be all. One time cut himself off there, clamping his mouth shut, as if any further exchange might scatter and mess up the theories he'd protected in our conversation. Alright, before we go, anyone want to tag along? Munching on food, averting their gaze, the sinners were pretending they weren't interested at all. Going by the way their forks had long since stopped moving, it was pretty clear to me that they'd been intently listening in on our conversation. Ah, right. Sorry, forgot the rest of you were there with. Whoa, God, English. Forgot the rest of you weren't there with us earlier. Oh, and Kira too. Yeah, don't forget fucking Kira. Prisoner of War Executive Manager. You're talking about me? I wouldn't call her a prisoner of war. There wasn't really a war. It was just more of an operation. Remember to tread carefully. Should you cause even the slightest harm to the executive manager, you will be held accountable without exception. Yeah, sure, whatevs. Kira needled at Otis with a mocking pout, but oddly enough, she didn't appear particularly irritated. Anyway, I think it'd be better if we had a few more people just to be safe. One of the doors we went into earlier led straight into the ring's corridor. That was a close call. Otis and Heathcliff's hands shut up the moment I finished speaking. Okay. I knew I could rely on you, Otis. Heh. Your recognition of my loyalty honors me, executive manager. I, Otis, understand better than anyone you're concerned about the peril of working with a prisoner of war so liable to betray. To have your indispensable self proceed with only a handful of soldiers under your command. This cannot stand. I'm afraid I won't be able to focus on other duties without personally seeing to your safety. Otis, stop being a fucking meat rider. I get it, Otis. You've made your point clear enough. I'm not keen on how I just keel over the moment you summoned me. Feels a bit dodgy, that. Better stick by your side and scrapping it out myself. For research and unfinished holds my efforts, I shall join you once it has found closure. No, it's fine. Just get some rest. It'll probably be okay. I can always summon them again if things get too dangerous. For now, I should go see Alan again. Is this gonna be another case of, like, we can only use specific sinners? I wanted to use the ring team. Saru. Yeah. I guess we can do one more stage. Sorry, 1 second.
하나씩 차근차근 그어서 되갚아보죠.
Ah, you've arrived. I was waiting for you. We sifted through and isolated the doors with the highest probability of leading into the ring's gallery. The next step would be to enter the alternate door you mentioned, but... Hold up a sec. I was actually gatekeeping more stuff. Huh? Gatekeeping? Are you saying you have more to tell us about gates? Doors? Anyways... Piao? Xiao? I'm assuming that means you're leaving. Have a good night, Roland Grenade Fixer. Yep. That door over there? Pretty sure it connects to N Corp's nest. I saw Albina going in, all hyped about some canned whatever it was. And that wooden door with bandages wrapped around it, the handle? Papa would go in there to cross out its vengeances. From what the book said, it probably protected by a thumb subsidiary or something. Unlike earlier when she offered only vague snippets, even about just a single door, Kira's now feeding Ellen a stream of intel seemed solid even to someone as clueless about the back door as me. Yeah, you'd think she'd climb up out of spite. I wonder if she's changed her mind about cooperating with us. Nevertheless, we mustn't let her guard down, Executive Manager. There's no telling when she'll turn on us. Frickin', I can literally hear everything you're saying, you know. I don't know about the rest of the sinners, but I put all of my faith in Kira. There's the high-risk ones. I'll continue checking and let you know which ones you need to enter. Guess that means we start with those. Where do you guys want to go first? Yeah, look about the same. I'm considering it looked like the fucking ring gallery again. I'm assuming it's just gonna lead to the ring gallery again. Just as I reached the nearest door, as Heathcliff told me, she suddenly veered off, stopping in front of another one that stood a few steps apart. This door feels familiar. You recognize that door? I passed it a few times when I was little. I hardly had Ryoshi stop speaking when a fragmented memory, painted over in parts, slipped into my mind. Oh? Still getting Ryoshi memories even after a Kanto, okay. The memory just now, could it be tied to Araya? Let's start with that door. Patient as ever, Heathcliff shoved the door open and entered him first. The rest of us followed, including Kira and the other sinners. And this place is... a welfare facility located within a nest. So is there just like a door in the middle of the fucking park? Every sidewalk in here is dragging some animal along. It means they've got money to burn. The walk, as she mentioned in her memory, and the sight of people fussing over their pets. The pieces clicked together, and I voiced the other memory I saw back at the House of Spiders. Oh, that's why the stage is named Saru. Oh. Oh. Poor dog. This is the first case of us seeing a dog in the game. Like, it took until Kanto, like, after Kanto 9 to see a dog. Ryoshi's childhood memory burned bright in my vision before passing. And everyone else saw it, okay. Come on, you know it's not something I can control. Just GG. That's in the House of Spiders. I was the only one who could see the visions for Ryoshi's past. This time, though, her memories seemed to manifest for everyone around, just like that we experienced in H Corp with Hong Lu. Which probably means... Did you not just see that just now? See why you guys running out together? Guess it doesn't apply to Kira. So, the ability for anyone else to see the memories is just as the plot fucking... If the plot deems it so. Then again, unlike how it was between Lin Dayu and Hong Lu, Kira doesn't actually have any direct connection to Ryoshu. I guess it makes sense. My one and only best friend. Oh. Is that Saru... He locked away in the vault every time I had to depart on an assignment with spiral driven through her. First ever leash. Looking back, it might have been a kinder fate had she died sooner. What happened to Saru in the end? She died before her time. I don't recall why, but there was this day when Saru wouldn't stop whimpering in pain. And I shut myself in my room crying. Who else? Of course it was me. When witnessing the fragment of memory, Heathcliff looked utterly unconvinced. And while I was grieving, Callisto offered a solution. Said he would give me a gift the next day. And what I received was... something he called the Beastbone Blade. A tanto that would whine and yelp in Saru's voice with every fucking... Okay. I see a lot of posts saying that Callisto is like... He was trying his best. He was just part of the ring, so it was kind of like... fucked up. Callisto had good intentions. Like, he wasn't a horrible parent. He's just, misguided. I always knew there was something creepy with the Robo-Unk. So that's how he killed your dog. No, he didn't kill Saru. That Tanto was alive. Her eyes were embedded in it like adornments, and they just stare at me in accusation. The tiny heart beat as though it was quaking with fear. It was a horrible sight, and I felt pity. Oh. Why do you still mess with the art thing? Things he called artworks were also cursed, straight up nightmare fuel. Thank you, Kira. Like, I haven't checked out other ring artworks outside Albina and her nurse fathers, so maybe I'm just a noob when it comes to all that. But yeah, their stuff's never given me any art vibes, for real. Well, I was terrified at first, yet as I learned more, there were some facets that suited my taste. Thank you, Don, with a shocked expression. From what you've told me about Callisto, it looks like he failed to stick to his own advice. There's something he always used to say. Art is wholly subjective, and thus one must never expect the understanding of others. The uncanny, the horrible, there's a beauty that lies in the grotesqueness of it all. I mean, I guess part of that is true. Art is subjective. Why do you need to understand you're not an artist? Get used to it, but Bastard Callisto's installation artworks caused night terrors and nightmares for... Scabbard moved and Ryoshi came to a pause. It trembled, but there was at once... Sorry. It trembled, but there was at once a strange liveliness to it, as though it quivered between fear and anticipation. There was actually someone who got scared of ring stuff back in your day? Oh? Yeah, let's... Nothing else we're checking around here anyway. With the inspection complete, we quickly followed Raishi back. She stood in front of the artworks, covered in sheets of cloth, lost in thought. Oh. Oh dear. I told you to keep the exhibition in your room. Oh, what the fuck? You liking it and me acquiring the taste doesn't mean Araya will. Dude, okay, never mind. I don't like Callisto that much anymore. The lacerated memories can never be made whole no matter how many fragments are glued together. We could tell Ryoshu everything we knew about Araya, but it would never truly reach her. Sensation and emotion for what's been emptied begins to entangle with Ryoshu's memories. And it makes it possible for us to reminisce about Araya together. The self-rattle Araya gave seemed to show how pleased she was with the small step. Alright. Touch the next door. Oh, that's sad. We entered several more back doors that Ellen pointed out, but unfortunately none of the places we ended up at stirred Ryoshu's memories any further. Startled, Kira pointed ahead where figures wearing animal masks were hauling what looked like massive lumps of flesh and behind a tent of sorts. Those ring assailants from before? I don't like these like owl goat mask guys. Wait, but I thought Robo-Unk was washed. He's got so many fanboys and fangirls here. I need to screenshot that. Yeah, it makes me curious why the school of Fauvism is taking his work when he was in a different school. Oh, this is right. Better to wipe them out before they can try anything stupid. The radio didn't buzz with the sentence replies this time, but it should be fine. Why is it playing Callisto's theme? Why is it playing Callisto's theme? Is that supposed to happen? Why not? Free grabs all the same, even if they're unable to fully appreciate. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I guess they could just like grab the artwork and then sell it back to whatever school Callisto was in. It is basically just free money. I'm assuming that's a bug. There's no way that it's intentional that it's playing fucking Callisto's theme here. Can you win your clashes? No or not? Okay.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
정신 차리게. 장부에 따르면 맨정신에
敵は風を追
죽여야
っ
하니까.
ています
You got any debuffs on you? The Favist IDs I'm learning are a lot better for single target encounters against like bosses than like encounters like this. Because you don't have enough time really to accumulate debuffs on multiple targets to get like the fully, you know, upgrade shit.
정신 차리게. 장부에 따르면 맨정신에 죽여야 하니까.
보여드려야겠군요 왜냐하면 예술을 敵は風を追っています 바이올렛 브레이크스
This is just Albino's theme. This isn't Callisto's theme because it only has the first part to it.
아이씨, 짜증나게. 전부 녹여서 썰어버려도 상관없지.
7 and a 12. Yeah, we can just like go all out this turn.
저의 뼈를 크게 잡고 저의 손로 체제에 신선해요. これがリンバスカンパニーの先輩。私もまた一つ学ばせていただきました。 ダンテさんの作戦、とても効果的でした。
Nice 30 roll.
항상 저희 영감을 일깨워 주시는군요.
This loss of the ring infiltrators have been eradicated. She kept glancing around as if searching for someone, but unfortunately, no other ring members were in sight. Another corridor. There was only a shopping mall, the one filled with batches of toys on display. Oh, okay, the middle area. Oh. Kira seemed to hesitate, gnawing at her nails as if she were going through an inner struggle. Before long, however, she snapped out of it like she just locked in on a decision. And everyone regard that fucker's room as a home. The scabbard gave a faint restless stir. Perhaps it wanted to comfort Ryoshu in the only way it could. And accompanied by its tremors, we began to move our way to the corridor of the middle.
약지에 감긴 세 바퀴의 반지는
Hooray!
마에스트로가 되기 위해
Drama
세 가지 작품을
School.
비록 지금 제 작품이 만인의 심금을 울리지는 못하더라도
Already only like 1/3 through.
여전히 반지의
Thank you,
품으로
Honglo.
새로운 작품을
My throat just kind of hurt from talking a lot, so I'm gonna end here. I'll probably do another stream on this. Phew. Maybe. I thought I was gonna finish the intervalo today, but I underestimated how much reading there was gonna be, and my ability to read. So I want to thank you so much for those who came by. I'll probably continue this on my own, and maybe record it. I still need to go and edit through my fucking footage of Kanto 9. Oh my god. Again, thank you so much for those who came by. I hope to see you guys pretty soon. I'll be live on, was it Wednesday? It was, yeah, Wednesday. I'll be streaming Umusume. Have a good night, chat. Sleep well, don't die, yada yada, don't drown.